Welcome to my channel. If this is the first time here, please think about liking and subscribing. There are a few topics that I wanted to talk about today, so let's get right into it. The first is the idea that Game Pass is stopping people from buying physical video games. Now, there was an article that was released in the UK that talked about Dungeons and Dragons, and something like 95% of the physical sales were on the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. But here are a few things that you need to know and you don't know based on this article. One, how many copies of the game were sold? So is it 95% of 10 copies, or is it 95% of 1,000,000 copies? The other is the digital attach rate, the digital sales, and we've known for quite some time that digital sales are more than physical sales. They've passed physical media. People buy more digital than they do physical. So without those two pieces of information, really, that statistic doesn't mean much. However, are there people out there who are not buying games anymore because of Game Pass? I'm sure there are. Is it everyone? No, it's not. So I don't think it's really something to worry about. Again, if we had more information, we can make a more informed video or put out more informed information. But right now, we don't know anything. So the idea that everyone is simply sitting back, not buying physical games anymore without knowing how many pieces of digital software were sold for a particular title versus physical, then I don't think it's really anything to worry about at all. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the notion that Nintendo isn't going pro by not having a 4K screen or 4K resolution or output. And I have to remind people, because this happens every time Nintendo does something, they're compared to everyone else in the industry. By everyone else, I mean Microsoft and Sony. They both have these super enhanced, super powerful systems that do 4K resolution on every game, 120 frames per second. But I always need to remind people, take a look at the Switch. It's got a bare bone online infrastructure. It has a bare bones friend infrastructure. It is the weakest piece of hardware, and yet it has sold 85 million units. Now, arguing sales really isn't something I'm really into. It doesn't make the system better or worse, but clearly people are buying the system for something, and it's not just 85 million children or 85 million older people. Everyone loves video games. Everyone loves great games, and Nintendo has the audience. They know what they're going to get. They make great content for their system, and that's what sells it. It's not about power. It's never about resolution or frame rate. And most people critique Nintendo the way that I wish we all critiqued these companies, based on the quality of the experience when you play the game. Not about what the resolution is before you even play it, not about what the frame rate is before you even play it. It's about getting something great, playing it, and loving it. So the idea that they're going OLED is going to work for them, because when you're docked, the games look fantastic. Now, Switch games look great on a 4K television right now. When you're in handheld mode, what would make that screen look even better? Would it be 4K? No, but an OLED would make the portable system look so much better. So when you're using it in that mode, the quality of these games that you already love, that 85 million people already love, is going to be much better. Now, does this mean that they're not going to have a pro system, or eventually they're going to go 4K, or they're not going to go 4K? I'm sure at some point they're going to have a system that outputs resolution that people are happy with, that people think is next generation. But anything and everything Nintendo does is very, very finely tuned with them and their audience. And this is going to work for them. People that love Nintendo are going to purchase it. And it's not just people who love Nintendo. It's not, 2-3 million people that are in love with PlayStation that bought PlayStation 5. It's not the 45 to 50 million people who bought Xboxes last generation. They're not all just super hardcore Xbox fans, and it's the same thing for Nintendo. So I think that it's a great move to make the portability better, the experience you have on the go better with the Switch, because when it's docked, trust me, it already looks great. Play Super Mario, Play Bowser's Fury, play Luigi's Mansion 3, play Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. These games look phenomenal on a big TV with great display resolution, and when they're in portable mode, they're going to look so much better with an OLED screen. Those are just some quick thoughts that I had on these two topics. I was tossing them around in my head, trying to find some sort of really objective way to approach them. I really appreciate you watching this video. Send me a comment in the comment section about this. What do you think about the OLED switch? What do you think about resolution in general and the fact that people use that sometimes before they even know what a game is about or play it? Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.